Yo, what's happening, fanbase, and welcome to another episode of Honest Descriptions. This time on every pro hero in the My Hero Academia anime. There will be a part 2 covering all the villains in the manga. Well, I'll either do it now or I'll do it when the anime actually catches up. But in the meantime, there will be no spoilers. We'll only be talking about anime heroes, and we will only be talking about heroes with the pro hero profession. Not teachers, cause, well, teachers will be getting their own video. The word honest in Honest Descriptions definitely has quotation marks, and with that, let's begin. And we'll be going in an extremely important order, and that order is whatever the hell I feel like doing. So, with that said, let's work our way backwards from the ranked pro heroes first. Mount Lady coming from behind as the number 23 pro hero. Mount Lady coming from behind. No, that didn't sound weird at all. Anyway, Mount Lady is one of the most selfless heroes of all time. That's right, everything she does is for others. I mean, she even took Mineta to be her intern in the Hosu arc, teaching him valuable lessons on how to be a proper suck-up and how to pass idle hours by. Granted, he was just basically to clean up after her, but Mount Lady, the perceptive genius, picked the ultimate student that would be happy with that task. Getting stepped on by Mount Lady is basically the ultimate Hero Academia tar dream. And no one, and I mean no one, is a bigger Hero Academia tart than my boy Sticky Little Bubblefuck, if you know what I'm saying. Don't need to turn to the fan base if you want to see cringy ships or best girl competitions. Sticky Little Bubblefuck's the whole package. And speaking of the whole package, that is Mount Lady's epic quirk. The ability to grow in thickness magnitudes never seen before. Where, of course, you have a few Marvel women heroes that can actually do that, and they're both potentially inspirations for Mount Lady, even as far as the horns. But more on that another time. If you're a truly intellectual anime analyst and consumer like yours truly with an IQ of 10 times that of Mineta, clearly the most brilliant mastermind in the entire series, you will understand just how much insane secret subliminal messages and information was transmitted from her first entrance alone. It is revealed that this is her first actual mission, and as we can see, she's clearly good at teamwork. That being said, she understands she has to get her name out. She needs more of that clout. So, she first of all makes one of the worst puns in all of anime. Ass-quaintance? Oh my god. Could have thought of a lot of better ass puns for that. But second of all, we understand the power of female heroes. That's right, this is a trend that is throughout Hero Academia. All female heroes, for one reason or another, definitely need that sex appeal, and it's throughout the anime, except of course for best girl, Recovery Girl herself. But yeah, she's gonna be in the every teacher honest description. So now let's just keep on our topic and talking about mounting Lady. Damn, I'd mount that lady, if you know what I'm saying. But as I was saying, Mount Lady, who's also known as the collateral damage hero, definitely knows what she's doing. Truly fighting with only one thought in mind: she will take down those that oppose justice. It's totally not to become popular and wave her ass in front of everyone. Totally not because of that. And it's not like every female hero in the series has a very similar game plan to that. I mean, Uwabami wouldn't do that. She's not into that sex appeal stuff. We'll get to Uwabami, so hold on to your titties, fam. But the point is, she's an inspiration to young female heroes across the world, teaching them not to be afraid to use their built-in strengths as their greatest assets. Yes, Mount Lady, that is how you do an ass pun. With that said, I say we move on to other amazing heroes that are also all clearly fighting for justice, just like our inspiration, Mount Lady over here. But as we know, the heroes in Hero Academia and the society in Hero Academia is meant to reflect our own society, just with their individual twist on things. So with that said, Mount Lady clearly represents the Twitch thoughts and the titty streamers, such noble professions, in the world of My Boku no Hero, Boku no Academy Academia. Moving on. I'm not gonna lie, that took a bit longer than anticipated. Moving on, slightly faster, we have Gang Orca, the number 11 hero. But if you're an anime-only plebeian, you'd know him as number 10. But unfortunately, he's dropped down to number 11. Oh, Nux, why you said no manga spoilers? Why did you do a manga spoiler? This ruined everything. I can't watch the show the same way. Ah, it didn't make a difference. Get a life, fam. Hashtag not my fan base. 10 to 11 doesn't really seem like such a huge difference. I mean, saving lives is all that matters in this show for heroes, right? Let's be honest. He used to be top 10, and now he's almost top 10. May seem insignificant, but so is flushing the toilet in public stalls, but hey, people still don't do that. And I know people don't really talk about why he fell from 10th place to 11th place, but if I had to guess, I would say it absolutely had nothing to do with the fact that the only reason why he barely beat a couple of students in the provincial license exam is because they were too busy killing each other to kill him. That being said, shout out to Horikoshi, my boy, the creator of Hero Academia, picked Gang Orca to be the hero that's fighting against these kids because he's the hero that looks most like a villain.
That wasn't my assumption, he actually said it.
Way to go! You teach those kids how to stereotype. It's totally very important for all of them to know how to profile people to assume they might be villains. An extra important lesson squeezed in there just for the evolution of the young minds of the high school students. That's right. Look at everyone's appearance first, not who they are. In some places outside of anime, some people would call that racism, but in anime, especially My Hero Academia, if the guy is butt ugly, he's usually a villain. Next entry, it's Kamui Woods. So I totally love this guy, and well, it's because he's a walking, talking Naruto reference. What? No, he totally is. Yes, he totally is. And behind the scenes, just a poke at your nostalgia. Firstly, he rose through the ranks at an impossibly fast rate, and by just using Wood style, he's a freaking boss. But that's not enough to prove that he's somehow related to Naruto. So the first part of his name is Kamui. Do you remember who used Kamui? That's right, Toby used Kamui, who was a power that allowed him to teleport anywhere, make himself untouchable, and it was legitimately one of the most overpowered power in the entire series. You know who else has a power like that? Kurogiri of the League of Villains. This guy can make himself untouchable, and he can teleport himself anywhere. Sounds familiar? You know what beat him? That's right, in 3 seconds, he was completely immobilized, knocked out, and bound up by Kamui Woods. Physical Wood was able to defeat this Kamui guy. And then you're gonna say, no, that was just a little plot hole. It absolutely has nothing to do with Naruto, but what's the one thing that I really learned from Naruto that taught me there are no plot holes? That's right. And any good fanbase member who's been at this channel long enough knows what I'm about to say. It's Hashirama cells. Yeah, any meme that's once reared its head in this channel is here to stay. Yeah, I'm gonna be using that callback to my honest descriptions on the Naruto Hokage. Hashirama cells answers every problem ever. People complain. Oh, it makes no sense that Toby was able to spam Kamui constantly and come back to life after seemingly getting crushed by a rock. Well, Hashirama cells was the answer to that. Kamui Woods is using Wood style to grab something incorporeal, and Hashirama cells is probably the answer to this as well. Before I continue with Kamui Woods, quick segue to plug my new merch, my Cuz Hashirama cells merch. Fam, I like this idea and concept so much, I just had to make it a merch. Link in the description. Back to Kamui Woods. And no, I'm not just here to make fun of Naruto. I didn't run all the way to another shonen like Hero Academia to make fun of the Hokages in Naruto. Well, I've done that enough. I love honest descriptions. It gives me infinite ammo. But the answer is really simple. It's not like it's a negative thing that Wood style in both series seems to be completely unbeatable, completely overpowered, and the answer to every plot hole ever. It's because just like Hashirama and Kamui Woods use twigs as their power, so does the Nux Taku YouTube channel. Praise Lord Twigo, the master of memes, the king of shonen, the legend himself. And if you're relatively new to the channel and you don't get that reference, well, feel free to go watch all of my old videos, subscribe, hit that smash bell button like thing. Let's go to the next honest description. I'm taking way too long with these. The next hero's Edgeshot. I'm gonna have to talk a little quieter for this one because he's a ninja and he doesn't want his presence known. He doesn't want his presence known so badly, he even wears a face mask so no one could recognize his face, even though his face was probably revealed in the tournament like we had in UA, where the top contenders were shown to the entire world. It's a little issue I have with UA altogether. They decided to show the world who the next generation of heroes are, and then the heroes pick up hero names and try to keep their identities a secret. Yeah, I don't really get that thing too much, but Edgeshot really loves this. In fact, Edgeshot is such a badass stoic ninja guy. He has a hairdo that makes his hair look like one of those traditional Japanese hats that you have to tie under your chin because God knows why they made them in that shape. Probably because they were fans of Gintama and they just liked the Yado guys. But in any case, Edgeshot is so edgy and badass that he'll only have it covering the right side of his face, so people on his right will not recognize him. You hear this? Because of this, there is no possible way to recognize Edgeshot if you're standing on his right side. This way he can infiltrate enemy territory perfectly as long as he's walking like a crab. I'm sorry, fam. We didn't see a lot of Edgeshot. It's the best I could do. Also, remember to smash that like button for more honest description ASMR. Oh, I have an even better idea. Smash that like button so I never do it. Honest description ASMR, because that would rake in the views, fam. I can see it already. 300,000 subscriber special. Sarcastic assholes talking about Hokages while tapping on his Naruto headband. Don't get that in writing. Don't put that in the comments. No! Next hero is best boy, best Jeanist. So, you know, every honest description, I give myself a little leeway. I allow myself one character that I do not need to honestly describe because he's either too awesome or too boring or there's too much to say and I'm lazy. But anyway, I decided this time that I will be using it on Best Jeanist, who is clearly the greatest character in the entire series, one of the top 3 most powerful after Mineta and Aoyama. I say top 3, but honestly, the 3rd place spot is a bit negotiable. They say Moonfish is quite the badass too. Honestly, I think the edge goes to Best Jeanist at this point, who is possibly one of the greatest characters in all of fiction, aside from Lord Twigo, of course. But then again, that's obvious and need not be said. So the honest description will not be on him, or was it already on him? Now's when I was gonna do an honest description on Hawks, and I already had something written out, and then I remembered I said no manga spoilers! So it's time for Endeavor. And whoo boy, I don't know which video's coming out first. This honest descriptions on all the pro heroes, or my analysis on Endeavor, which is my proudest Hero Academia work, and probably my 3 proudest videos on my channel. I take it back, it might be in the top 5, but it's up there. It's a dissection of the entire series and the thematic narrative of Hero Academia, and I'm so proud of it, I just can't bring myself to talk about Endeavor more, since it's a long video and I talk about it a hell of a lot in there. Link to that video's in the description, but then again, I did say no manga spoilers in the title, so if you want an honest description of Endeavor with no manga spoilers, I mean, I can endeavor to come up with a pretty classy, epic, hilarious, long and thought out, satirical dissection of his nature, but after discussing him so long in my analysis video, I'm a bit burnt out of the subject. Endeavor. That of the year. Progress. Next group will be discussing the pro heroes that are not ranked. And there's one theme that they seem to have that I just love. And that's the fact that since they're not specifically important characters, they have the most generic basic bitch quirks on the face of the planet. Not, of course, that one has anything to do with the other. Of course not. I mean, since the ranked heroes are relatively important, we got cool stuff. Edgeshot, Best Jeanist, Kamui Woods, Gang Orca. These are cool, original powers. But that's because the characters are somewhat important. When they're not important anyway, though, well, let's just find out. First hero we'll be talking about is Backdraft, the fire hydrant hero. Aside from being the ultimate anti-littering hero, drawing all the dogs to only pee and poo on him, as opposed to everyone else's property. What a noble cause. I love him because he could spray water. Yes, this is a completely original quirk, and as we know, no one in the history of fiction ever had a power quite like this before. It clearly stands out from all its contemporaries in the entire series. Next hero we'll be talking about is Manuel. You know, the hero that had Ido work for him in the Stain arc. Well, I love him because he could spray water. Yes, this is a completely original quirk, and as we know, no one in the history of fiction ever had a power quite like this before. It clearly stands out from all its contemporaries in the entire series. Next, I would like to talk about Kota's parents. Kota was a little kid who punched Deku in the nuts. Yes, this is the most memorable aspect of Kota. Pardon me, but I think I speak for everyone here. Well, Kota's parents were semi-tragic as they were both killed by Muscular. You know, the villain that Deku Power of Friendship one-shotted in the Forest Camp arc? Yeah, that guy. Link in the description to my honest description on all the 1A students. Moving on. So since Kota's parents were so different from one another, I'm gonna be describing them separately since they are technically separate heroes. First, Kota's dad. I love him because he could spray water. Yes, this is a completely original quirk, and as we know, no one in the history of fiction ever had a power quite like this before. It clearly stands out from all its contemporaries in the entire series. And next, we have Kota's mom. And well, I love her because she could spray water. Yes, this is a completely original quirk, and as we know, no one in the history of fiction ever had a power quite like this before. It clearly stands out from all its contemporaries in the entire... Okay, Okay, the sarcasm's too tangible. I think I made my point clear here. Next hero, and we're totally blowing our creativeness budget here because Air Jet is the ultimate hero with a jetpack that shoots out air. That's how he actually got his name.
Throwing in some of those Passover eggs or whatever they're called.
But yeah, that's like his whole thing. Hatsune Mei says in the tournament, oh, I made a jetpack. Wow, you're just like the hero Air Jet now. Because that's an original power that no one else could possibly use. If freaking Air Jet guy could be a pro hero, then I don't see why we can't give Todoroki a jetpack and Bakugo a jetpack and literally everyone else with a long-range power a jetpack. Kinda seems like we can be making stronger heroes over here. I don't know why we have to limit it to,
oh, this guy has no power, so we're just gonna make him the jetpack hero. Everyone else, fuck y'all! And don't worry,
this description is not redundant at all and will not be redundant at all. When I make my honest descriptions and all the teachers in the UA, when I talk about Snipe, I will not be saying the same thing about his guns. No, it totally makes sense that no heroes use guns. Like Aizawa, if Aizawa would have a gun, it wouldn't help him at all. But anyway, we're gonna be having a great time. There, don't need to spoil it here. Feel free to subscribble if you're looking forward to it.
Fun fact, Aizawa with a jetpack and binoculars would be OP to the point that he would be the ultimate support hero, and there would be no fights in the entire series that he wouldn't be able to win.
Which from a writing standpoint is creatively dumb, because why would we watch a show about Aizawa just jetpacking his way into the All Might versus All For One fight, looking at him, and then All Might just punches him to kablooey? Would be pretty lame. That's why it didn't happen. Kind of a meme here. You know me. KO attacks never do shit because, you know, would destroy the fabric of the universe. Nothing new here. Moving on. Next hero, Death Arms. You're probably wondering, why did I bleep the word death? It's not like death is a bad word or anything. Well, honestly, I did it just so I could segue to saying this random point because I'm a little bit triggered that YouTube took down my video how Toei Animation killed the anime adaptation of One Piece in comparison to the manga because killed was in the title. It was demonetized. I asked them to review it. They reviewed it and said it's still not suitable for advertisers. How could I have used killed in the title? I could have even gone with ass raped. So that's what I was gonna do in the beginning, but I was like, hey, killed isn't so bad. Yay, YouTube. Yay, YouTube. Anyway, back to Death Arms. This handsome little bastard has a quirk that makes his arms strong. So, this guy needs to be close range to his opponent to fight him because his arms are just strong. That's like his whole quirk. Again, original power, I understand, but let's not forget, it's pretty damn useful. Now, since his quirk relies on extremely close range fights, he's basically ineffective against most villains. Unless he's right up to them. And most villains don't want the heroes to be right up to them, so I guess your best chance is sneaking up on them, long-ranged attacks, or if your opponent happens to have a close-ranged quirk. So now, Death Arms had the ingenious plan how to get close to any opponent. That's right, he put hazard symbols and those standout road cone things all over his body because that way, no one will notice him. You know the designs that are made for people to notice and look out? Yeah, that basically makes him the master of stealth. Kind of like in Naruto. You know, ninjas, master of stealth, bright orange jumpsuits, same basic idea. I can already hear the fan base getting riled up here. Nux, you're roasting Naruto again! This is Hero Academia! Guys, chill out. I was saying how Kishimoto, the writer of Naruto, understands reverse psychology very well, and Horikoshi has learned that. If I was looking out for enemy ninjas, would I suspect someone in a bright orange jumpsuit? That's right, I would not. That's why the ingenuity that went into the nuanced writing of both Naruto's uniform and the uniform of Death Arms just shows the power and psychological prowess of the character. No one would even notice anything was up until it's too late. Congrats to you, man. This is actually a pretty sick hero uniform idea. Guess I'm not making fun of everything, am I? Moving on. Next hero, because I said every hero, Sluggard. Yeah, that guy. Probably wondering, why is this not a picture with decent revolution? Why did you say revolution and not resolution? What kind of bargain basement editors am I hiring? Well, I will stand up for my editors because they're badass. They're always so freaking nice to me, and I'll get their back when they need it. Also, nice try, my dude. You think I, Lord Nuxanor, will be affected by a mere meme? You just called me King of Kings, Trap Lord Nuxturia, and I should be offended? Why, thank you for helping increase my repertoire. Memes are like my blood, fam. No meme can harm me. I'm currently in a bit of a crisis, you know, testing out the cringe to content ratio. Is it worth yelling Nux Caliber, or is it worth avoiding it? Yeah, I'm gonna avoid it. Not gonna do that. Way too cringe. Editor, if you don't mind cutting all this out, that would be sick. Thanks.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And also, it's because Slugger only showed up for like 4 seconds in the background of one scene, and I already trust this guy to babysit my kids. Look at that presentable young chap. Next hero, Gunhead. Oh, I love this guy. Yeah, he got to train Ochako, where of course Ochako can have weird, horny fantasies about him because he's just so freakishly handsome. I mean, editor, do you mind photoshopping what his face would look like if you removed his mask? I mean, he has to see out of those eye holes somehow. Yes, one of the handsomest creatures I've ever laid my eyes on. Truly beautiful with a capital booty. In that arc, he obviously was serving the purpose of keeping Uraraka as horny as possible, because as we know, most of the other girls in the whole class were in similar situations. You know, with Tsuyu getting tentacle raped, and of course, where she kept getting horny from Sea Lion guy, who I will get to eventually in this video. Yep, not recurring themes at all here. This is just, you know, originality after originality. And of course, Momo, who was assigned to serve as Hero Stripper. But I will be getting to Hero Stripper soon. Let's focus on Gunhead, a ruthless name for such a ruthless personality with such a ruthless quirk. You're probably thinking to yourself, Gunhead with massive revolver bracelet thingies that probably do not help him lift his arms, unless it's one of those Rock Lee situations going on. And with all those pistol nozzles coming out of his mask, and the fact that his quirk's name is Gatling, you'd assume Gunhead would have a quirk that had something to do with guns, right? This guy can make Wolverine claws. Oh boy! All that false foreshadowing, clearly toying with the minds of the viewers. I appreciate you, Horikoshi. Next hero, Fusukandu, an epic badass with an original ability. That is, if you've never seen Pokemon Ben 10 or several other series that have this exact same thing. This quirk gives him 2 extra arms, so he's double as good at punching things. Truly an original power, truly deserving of the 5 out of 5 ranking he got in power. I mean, let's think of other 5 out of 5s in power. We have Muscular, and we have Fourth Kind, who can punch double the amount of a normal person. Checks out. He's also strangely mafia-like for a hero. I mean, with this array of rings and suit and stuff. Oh, and that he's punching students that are working for him and the government doesn't mind because apparently he's above the law. Anyway, moving on. The stripper hero herself, Uwabami. She knows where she's at and she ain't playing games. She takes 2 interns from UA, provided that they're both girls that happen to be cute enough to fit into her commercial. She's a celebrity and she understands how the world of My Hero Academia seems to be working here, as I've alluded to on several occasions. Just like for thumbnails, in the Hero Society, women heroes know how to use their assets, yeah, take that Mount Lady, to their advantage, and Uwabami does, basically making her the best possible mentor for Momo. Momo strips to use her quirk better. Well, Uwabami strips because she understands the art of the strip and maximizes on its power. But while I have slightly, barely, at rare occasions alluded to the point that the Hero Academia girls had slight sexualization if you really look carefully enough, I didn't point out that Uwabami is basically a carbon knockoff copy of Boa Hancock from One Piece. Snake Lady, most beautiful woman, everyone loves her. Coincidence is getting too uncanny here. But then again, as we know, there are 2 reasons why Uwabami is just a lower level character than Boa Hancock, and that's because, firstly, Boa Hancock's name is Boa Hancock. Try for your Uwabami bullcrap to even reach those heights. And secondly, Boa Hancock's in Luffy's harem, and Uwabami is not in Deku's yet. Then again, I'll bet you any money, the moment Deku turns 18, she'll be all over that. And the final, unaffiliated, unranked hero, one of my personal favorites, and clearly overlooked badasses, Native. Yeah, this guy was a big help in this Thane fight. Not only that, but Native got paralyzed before Ida got there. Since then, Ida got paralyzed and unparalyzed. Deku got paralyzed and unparalyzed twice, and Native was still faking paralyzed. I mean, Native was still paralyzed
paralyzed from Stain's quirk. And then after that whole fight was over, when Ida, Deku, and Todoroki each got hit by Stain's array of blades, they were still the ones that helped Native get out of the alley. That son of a slime ball. I mean, poor Native was clearly hurt very, very badly here, and it's a good thing that the students were there to save him. Spoilers, he then became the laughingstock of the hero community. By the way, little Easter egg for y'all, since I know you love that stuff. His name is Native, and if you look at his uniform very closely, I think he's based off of the Native Americans. I mean, I may be the only one to think that. Let me know in the comments your opinions, and once you do that, remember to smash that like button at least 4 times. Don't worry, fam. I'm learning this YouTube game. And speaking of the Stain fight, we have Ingenium. Well, I realize he's technically not really servicing, society as a hero at this point because he's, not feeling so good. Not in the Avengers way. I can't say that anymore without thinking of the Avengers thing. Anyway, Ingenium was so ingenious that he decided, hey, there's this hero killer guy that's killing heroes. He actually probably figured out that's how the hero killer got that nickname. But even so, he took it into his own hands to defeat him. After finding him in an alley where Ingenium can't use his quirk right, Ingenium decided that's the perfect place to face him alone against the hero killer in a place where Ingenium himself can't really use his quirk. So Ingenium then attacked him, and needless to say, he was defeated. But of course not killed, because we can't kill characters if they bear some weight on the emotional psyche of other characters, except manga spoilers. But that was for a totally different reason, and I'll get to it eventually, but manga spoilers. Would it have really made such a big difference to the show if Ingenium would have died? Honestly, it would have. If he'd be dead, there would be a sense of fear around. Now he's just, he's incapacitated, because that really makes things better. And then everyone says, Stain going against his ideology, attacking Ingenium. Ingenium is actually a good hero, not one of those money fucks. Well, if Ingenium would have attacked me and I would have been able to do something about it, I would have stabbed him in the duggest too. Next, I guess we could talk about Selkie, the sea lion captain dude that took Tsuyu as an intern. Well, very much like Gunhead, everything that he did somehow turned Tsuyu on. I don't get it. Then again, I'm not a frog and I'm not gay. Also, I low-key kind of really like that guy. He was pretty freaking hilarious. But why is it that all the girls are paired up with heroes that turn them on, and none of those heroes actually have human faces? I don't understand. People call the fan base weird. Anyway, Nana Shimura. Unfortunately, she's dead, so I don't really need to describe her. Fortunately, I think it's pretty hilarious that she's All Might's master, so therefore, All For One decided it was the ultimate plan to take her grandkid and turn him evil, because that will be the ultimate way to defeat All Might, at least mentally. Sick evil plan. Another retired hero is Gran Torino, who I totally love. He's basically the Master Yoda of anime.
Lost 2/3 of my height, I have.
Anyway, there's also Oromaitu, but Oromaitu is a teacher in UA, and I will therefore be covering him there. And that leaves us with only the wild Pussycats, who, let's be completely honest, their uniforms are devised primarily because they're useful and only secondarily for the cosplayers, okay? This is very important, and those fluffy gloves that they're all wearing is totally not to blunt their strikes against their opponents and to prevent them from actually holding anything. No, it probably totally does not do that, and it's totally not because of the cosplay, as I've mentioned before. It's for practical purposes, and those are just practical purposes unbeknownst to me. Now, the Wild Pussycats consists of 4 members. The first, and one of my personal favorites, Tiger, a character who does not look scary at all. So Tiger used to be a woman and then went to Thailand and came back as a dude. Yeah, because now he can finally be himself. Anywho, I don't fully understand why, now that he's gone through the trouble of having a sex change operation, does he still wear a mini skirt? I don't know. Maybe someone could be able to explain it to me in the comments below, and smash the like button 14 times. But the logic kind of eludes me. We also have Mandalay, whose face paint proves that she's a massive fan of Diva from Overwatch, and she's clearly the serious smart one of the group. We have Pixie Bob, who I like to call Bob, who's turned on by the male students, even though they're minors, and says, when they're 18, I call dibs.
Something that may be a little bit creepy if she would be a male character to the female students, but granted, since she's a woman, we give her a pass.
Also low-key, her earth controlling power is like one of the most overpowered quirks in the series, able to take on the entire 1A class without her even getting tired. Yeah, low-key, OP AF. And there's also Ragdoll, the retard. Forgot to put eyeliner on her other eye. What a doof. Totally not for the cosplay. Whammon and gentle whammon, thank you so much for watching this video. It was truly fun to put together. In fact, it's probably one of my most fun, honest descriptions I ever put together. Please feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed any semblance of the video. Leave a comment what you want in the future, and subscribble for more awesome original quality content, whether it's sheer memes or it's actually really deep analytical stuff. I'm happy to do both, and I hope you are too. Link in the description to other honest descriptions on Hero Academia, whether it's the 1A students or it's every villain. As I've mentioned, every teacher's is in the work. I can't guarantee when it will be done. These do take quite a while to put together. And link in the description is also to my Twitter. Don't forget that I still have supply of Dabby on the Haters merch, what probably my favorite merch I've ever made, and my new Cause Hashirama Sells merch, which honestly is potentially my second favorite merch I've ever made. I actually think it came out really cool. Link to both of those in the description, and link to my Patreon in the description. Anyone who becomes a patron and pledges is invited to my Discord server, where we have wonderful voice chats making fun of each other. Mostly me. Yes, I love those discussions. You go, fanbase. And speaking of the fanbase, I wanted to especially thank King Beat My Meat, Sage of Snake, Lazy Ronin, Fernando Costa, JD Fincher, E Laser, Sash, Axel, Rari, MDQ, Praise Lord, the Gilgameshu, Zindergarten, Sergeant Malarkey, Miku, and TM Philly. I also wanted to thank the Lord Tweegers, Grumpy Welshman, Large Blab, Tyler Schumacher, Necro, Zombie Misha, Carlos Altamirano, Gavin Anderson, and Teakui, as well as the God Usopp Rank, Dark Element, Yokai, and Morris Luis Dreyfus, whose name I pronounce wrong in every single one of my videos and tell you I pronounced it wrong in every single one of my videos. Thanks so much for all your help and all your support, and thank you to everyone who managed to get this far in the video. Hope you enjoyed. Feel free to say something cringy in the comments. I love that stuff, because remember, stay weird, fam. Note to editor, play the Illuminati music. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. You don't want me to sing to you. It's pretty terrible.